Hey everyone, it's Nina. Welcome back for part two of how I found out that I had breast cancer. So, where we left off in the last video was sort of the journey of multiple doctor's appointments that honestly really had nothing at all to do with my breast or breast cancer. I thought it was a hip issue that turned into maybe it's a ovary issue to maybe it's a colon issue, that ultimately led to a self breast exam and pointing a lump out to my doctors. I go in for a diagnostic mammogram. Now, one of my best friends told me to take someone with me to the appointment, but I didn't take anyone. I was still in my head, even though I'd had these prickly feelings of, maybe something is going on. I really was pushing it away. And so I went by myself. If you've never had a mammogram before, it's awkward. They take your boob, they put it on some plastic, they squish it, they're moving it around. You got to hold your arm up. Don't breathe. Okay, relax. And so I'm going through the process of getting the mammogram, and we're having a conversation. She's telling me how she loves working at the radiology center, and, it's like a family. I'm like, this is great. But then all of a sudden, I felt like the mood shifted. It was like if you watch a movie and they start playing the music, when Jaws is about to come, and the conversation shifted, and she said, "Oh, do you have children?" It was just the way she asked me. When we finished, she said, sometimes the doctor likes to do an ultrasound too. And so I'm going to go check with him and see if he wants to do that. In my head, I'm thinking, oh, great. Now I have to come back. I have to take another day off of work or, miss some work to come in and do this. And we walked out of the room. I'm thinking I'm going to change my clothes and make an appointment. And she said, oh, no, yeah, he is going to do it. We're going to do it now. I sit down, I wait. And it's just very surreal at this moment. From that moment forward, the entire appointment was like a dream, something I was watching happening to someone else. It didn't seem like it was happening to me. I sat there, I'm thinking, I pulled my laptop out because I'm like, okay, well, I have an unscheduled appointment now. I'll probably be here for hours. Maybe 10 minutes later, if that, someone came and grabbed me and took me to a room. I go into the ultrasound room. I lay on the table. I have a different technician. She is doing her thing and she's looking, and she's not talking very much to me. And as she was looking, she just took a really deep breath. And then my spidey senses went to here. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to be definitely super concerned now. They look concerned. I've been to many, I believe in using my health insurance. I go to the doctor. If my foot hurts, if my toe hurts, somebody's going to tell me that I'm fine. It started to click with me that no one was giving me words of encouragement. No one was saying, it's probably nothing, right? No one was like, oh, it's just a precaution. The doctor wants to do this. That wasn't happening. So she finishes the sonogram, and then she said, I'm going to send these results to the doctor, and he will tell you, what to do next. I'm thinking the doctor is going to call me and let me know what's up. Sis walks out the room and was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting him right now. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, what? He's coming in right now? This doesn't seem like nothing. And he was in there 2 seconds later. And the doctor said, hey, so you found a lump? And I said, yeah. He said, well, you did. He said, it's right there. He pointed. It's right there. It's on the screen. And so then he said, we should do a biopsy. That's my recommendation. We should do a biopsy. And I said, okay. When? And he said, we can get you in tomorrow. Oh. Now spidey senses are really like up here because everything's moving so fast. And the fact that they were not making me wait a week, 2 weeks, days for my biopsy felt, you know, alarming. And so I said, okay. I said, yeah, I'll be here. By that afternoon, the doctor had posted my results on the portal, and it noted, what was found in my screening. So it noted the mass, it noted the size of it. It used some other words that I Googled that, told me to be concerned. And then, though, the biggest thing was it gave something called a BI-RADS 5. And when I looked up BI-RADS 5, what it indicated was that there was a 95% probability that my biopsy would come back as cancerous. I left, I got in the car, and I was like, damn it, I should have listened to my friend who told me to bring somebody, because I was in shock. And I was like, what's really going on? So I called my husband. I was super calm when I called him, like, hey, they want me to come back. I'm on my way home. Then I called my mom. And when I got on the phone with her, I completely broke down and was just like, oh my gosh, I'm actually scared. I asked her if she would come with me the next day to the biopsy. So the next day, we come in. I get the biopsy. The biopsy itself was super easy. It was what they call a core biopsy. I went through the biopsy. And after the biopsy, I talked to the doctor and I was like, hey, I said, so what is the probability here? Like, what is the likelihood that this will actually come back as cancer? And he looked at me and he said, I'll be surprised if it doesn't. And he said, the reason why is because you had a mammogram about 6 months ago, and it was clear. There was nothing on it. And now you have a very clear, defined mass that seems to be aggressively growing, just based on the fact that it wasn't there 6 months ago and now it is, or 8 months ago, whatever, less than a year ago. And now it is, and benign tumors don't do that. And so he said, I'll call you. This was I think this was a Wednesday, because he'd said that it would take 24 to 48 hours for the results. And I was hoping, like, oh, I hope they call me before the weekend, because I don't want to, like, wait it out over the weekend. But when I was leaving, he said, oh, I'll call you early next week. I woke up Friday morning, and I just had just an eerie feeling, sense, I don't know. I couldn't get out of bed. I didn't really want to get up. And so I canceled a morning meeting that I had. I canceled that meeting, which I would have been on. I wouldn't have answered my phone. And the doctor called, like, right as that meeting would have started. So I see an odd number come up on my phone. I answer it, and it was the doctor. And he said, I have your results of your biopsy, and I'm so sorry. You tested positive for breast cancer. You have invasive ductal carcinoma. Invasive ductal carcinoma, basically it means that the cancer cells, they start in the milk ducts. We're going to do an illustration. They start in the milk ducts. When they spread out of the milk ducts, they become invasive into other breast tissue. He said that he could not tell me the staging or anything like that. I would have to go and speak with my breast surgeon. My husband was with me. I kind of walked downstairs in a daze during the phone call with the doctor, so my husband could hear what was going on. I think he asked some questions. Honestly, it was like a blur. Like, I was very much in business mode. I didn't cry on the phone with the doctor. And then when we hung up, I was like, holy crap. And I cried. And it's all I could do was cry because it sucked. All right, thanks for tuning in today. If you like this video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe.